Okay, good. Very good. Okay, let me see. Good morning. Hi, Ten George Realty. It's a very nice Monday morning, and I hope you had a nice weekend. I'm sure that everybody knows that there's a war between Iraq and United States and Israel. And that's very unfortunate, and I was so shocked on Saturday that during the first three hours, the community already got killed. So that was really, really kind of sad. But nevertheless, I don't know what's going to happen. I think it will affect a lot of our inflation because the oil route around the Hormuz will be interrupted, and there will be a lot of inflations because of that. But nevertheless, we cannot let that bother us. I mean, we still have to make a living here, and we should be glad that we are safe here. And you know that between March and then September is the best season for real estate here in California. So don't give up, and we still have to make a living, and we just cannot let other things bother us. Okay, so keep on with your good work. All right, and you know that the Kenyetta Sugars is going to be our affiliate spotlight today. Thank you, Kenyetta, for attending the meeting and also give us your good words on it. But before then, I would like to introduce the other affiliates. Let's begin with Mary. Mary from Contempo Escrow.
Good
Mary.
morning, everyone. Marie with Contempo Escrow here to help you grow your business. You know, things are still, lively out there. I think the interest rates have come down a little bit, and those that were sitting on the end of the fence, they're moving forward. A lot of the listings are having many, many multiple offers on them. So get out there and do your farming, do the things that you normally do to keep your business moving forward. And I just read something recently that someone had placed in like their social media, and they were saying, with all of the different various social media applications like GB chat and all of those different things. For those of you that are not doing social media, you really need to do the social media. And it also said that if you're not doing social media in that form, you're going to get left behind. With those chat GBTs, it's as easy as just creating a profile. Most of them are free. You can go in and create some little savvy, commercials for your social media. And if any of you are social medias like with TikTok and Instagram, the younger generation of realtors are mandating that social media like you've never seen before. And that's what's putting them in front of people by the millions and the thousands. It's the followers. So I know I'm not a social media buff. I try to be, but for those of you that are not doing it all at all, you've got to do some social media. It's really important to keep your name out there. But back to real estate, direct real estate. I'm here to help you grow your business. So anything you might need for your listing appointments or, just questions you have in real estate, please feel free to call me. Have a great rest of your week.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. Yeah, you're right. Social media is very, very important, especially for the younger generation. So that's why we have quite a few seminars on the social media already. And if you are not comfortable with it yet, be sure to let me know or let Michelle know. We can arrange one-on-one tutoring for you. Okay. So yes, let's keep our weapons or ammunitions together, and then and that we will need it. Okay, the next one will be Nancy Chen from Lawyer's Title. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. I don't have internet. I'm standing on the street. But everything is okay. See, we figure out a way of working it. Well, everybody, thank you so much, George Realty, High 10 George Realty, Peter and Michelle. It is important that you keep yourself in front of your clients, and the content that you do every day is what makes the difference. Uh, Call your people that you know, ask them for referrals, give them information on real estate, current real estate. And I think Peter puts out all the stats all the time. Michelle does that too. So give them what's going on, and be positive yourself, and always, like Peter said, we can't control what the big world is out there. We can only control what we do. Every day our activities makes a difference, and any kind of social media is also good. And I know that some people just go to one agent started out looking at new projects. All he did was get his name out there. He visited all the new projects and filmed it and introduced it. That gets his name out there. So if you don't have anything to talk about, that's something that you can start doing, because he didn't have any clients, but because the social media videos that he puts on Facebook, people call him, well, tell me a little bit about that project. So he started getting buyers, and then he has questions. Seller says, well, I like a new house. I don't want my new one, old one anymore. It does create, thoughts, provoke people from remembering you. They have to know who you are. So get your name out there. Peter, I have to leave early. My internet is down. Got caught a call Spectrum.
That's
Thank
okay.
you,
That's all
everybody.
right.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody. Thank you.
Nice.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you very much. Okay. All right. Next we have Brendan Saransky from First American Title. Brendan, how are you?
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Peter. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. We are in March. Can you believe it? And it was 90 degrees this weekend. I literally am like, where was winter? So real quick, I just wanted to mention, if you didn't know, there's a new law that passed last year that went into effect, and it's called AB 1455. So this is the Ember Resistant Zone regulation, and this is through the State Board of Forestry and Fire Protection. So something that we've talked about before, it's that 5-foot zone around the property. So talk to your insurance agents, talk to the brokers, because this is definitely something that, if it hasn't been required before, this is something that is definitely starting to be requested, that all the trees or bushes that are close to the house are either being asked to be removed or to be trimmed up. So when you get listings, or you're representing a buyer, just know that the insurance companies are really starting to enforce this and asking for this stuff to be trimmed back and in some cases removed. I had an escrow officer tell me last week that I think it was a cypress tree or rubber tree on a property, that they asked for it to be removed. And this was right around escrow. And so again, this is something where you really need to let your sellers and your buyers know about this stuff, because those costs you don't want them to be a surprise. So something that I always suggest is, when you get a listing, talk to the insurance as soon as possible. Find out, obviously, from us, the NHG report, if it's in the high fire zone, because that's really in the high or very high severity zone is really where they're starting to enforce this. But as you know, in a lot of cases, insurance companies, if you're even close to the fire zone, they're really starting to request this type of stuff. So again, if you want to write this down, AB 1455, you can look it up, Google it, and see just the requirements. But again, order NHD, talk to the insurance companies.
Brendan, is when we order your the NHD report, is it tagged automatically with the property?
Yes, that it's in the high fire zone. And then on the second page of our report, you're going to find where they go to get that inspection, or to get that compliance check. It also says if it's in a high fire zone, state, local, and then again, you would have to look within the report to kind of see those maps. But a lot of times those insurance companies use their own maps. So I heard this last week. An agent said the NHG report didn't say it was in a high fire zone, but the insurance company was saying that they're requesting fire insurance, and that they're implementing it being in a fire zone. And so again, the insurance companies are kind of doing their own thing these days, and because of that, you really just need to make sure you're on top of it.
I see. So the ultimate determinator will be the insurance company then.
Yeah. And they're the ones that, if you can't get insured, the lender's not going to lend.
That is true.
Yep.
Yeah. That's good. That's good information. I didn't know that. I
Yep.
thought once we clear the NHD report, we're safe,
Not always. Yep.
Okay, good to know.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Brandon.
You're
Next we
welcome.
have
Have a good day.
Marie. Okay. Next we have Marie Howard from O of Republic.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Michelle. I hope you're all doing well. Yes, we had an amazing, lovely weekend, and I love those kind of weekends. So, just to kind of piggyback off what everybody's saying, you know, as affiliates here, we represent different companies, right? We believe in the models and systems that are in place. And I get calls frequently of particular, I won't go say names, but they get a call and they're trying to get their business. They agree to give them orders. They put in a service claim. They say they cap off at a certain dollar amount and they go in and they don't even give them a third of what they said they were going to do. Then the reply is, well, if you had the book of business and blah, 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 the book. And, aligning yourself with a reputable company and a representative of that company that will ensure and fight for you, be your liaison between you, your client, and over public home protection is essential. We're here to service you. We work, our template, our mantra, I should say, is people helping people. And we take that very serious. And the person that called me was very upset and she says, I've always used O Republic, never had an issue, but I thought I'd give this person a try. And it turned out my try was a disaster. So again, ask the right questions. No question is dumb. If you're entering in a real estate transaction and you want to know how our coverage works, please call me. Those calls are for free, and I'll be happy to talk to you and your principal that is possibly buying the home and wants to understand how home warranty will help mitigate loss for them during the time that they have things that break down that they weren't even aware of. So we're here to help. I'll put my information in the chat. Continue having a fabulous week. It's March. Let's go out there. Let's make things happen. Let's shake it up. Have a good day.
I like that. Shake it up, huh?
Shake it
Okay,
up.
Mary. Thank you. Okay, I think that's all the affiliates besides Kenyetta. So anybody came in late that want to speak right now? Any affiliates that came in late? Well, if not, then we'll welcome the Kenyetta Sugars from Home Guard, and she is our affiliate spotlight today. And Kenyetta, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Peter. I appreciate you so much for having me here today. You, Michelle, hello to my fellow affiliates in the High 10 family. I want to open this up and say Happy Women's Month to everyone. March is Women's Month, and Women's Month is very important because it honors the strength and the resilience and the brilliance and leadership of women who are shaping families, they're shaping communities, they're shaping cultures and history itself. So if you see a woman, tell a woman, Happy Women's Month, okay?
Wow.
So I'm going to go ahead and get started with my presentation. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Kenyetta Sugars. I am your local account manager with Home Guard. Home Guard is a full service inspection company. And I have a presentation here that I'm going to share. If you give me just 1 second, make sure we get it together.
Can you share the screen, Kenyetta?
Yeah, that's what I'm just here. Oh, it says that only the host can share.
Oh, Jackie, can you hear me? Jackie is in the training room. She is the host.
Oh,
Can you let Kenyetta share the screen, please?
looks like she's joining.
Okay, now let me see if I can have rename. Okay. Oh, I cannot.
While they're doing that, like Peter said, about the war, it's tough thinking about that. And whoever on the call is religious or spiritual or whatever you do to just connect with the higher power, do that, and put out some good vibes, some good prayers, and all of that, because we are very lucky to be here and be safe where we are. So definitely make sure to do that as we think about all the stuff going on in our country right now. I think now I can share. Let's see.
Can you share?
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. Okay, good.
Okay. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, awesome. So, a lot of you all have been in real estate for a very, very long time, and you've had the opportunity to utilize a lot of different inspection companies. But what makes HomeGuard different? Because there's so many people that are in the business is very competitive, but why should you use HomeGuard? Can you see me? Could you see us, Peter?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, good. I thought somebody said they
Yeah.
couldn't see me. Okay, awesome. What makes us different? And I want to tell you a little bit about our origin in case you don't know. So, way back in 1988, the company was started by two people named Jim, actually, a real estate professional and a termite inspector. And they said, what the industry needs right now? The industry needs a one-stop shop, because I'm sure as realtors, you have to make several phone calls to get your inspections done. You got probably a favorite termite person that you use, a general home inspector. You may have a pool guy, and you're making all these phone calls trying to make sure that your schedule works, the buyer schedule, the listing agents. There's a lot that goes into that. So in 1988, we decided to come up with a company where you can just make one phone call and you can get all of your inspections handled. That is something that really, really makes HomeGuard different. And we value your time. We have account managers out in the field. So if you see right here on the screen, my contact information, if you don't have my contact information, please write it down. I am here to serve you. And I'm going to tell you how we can take care of your orders later on in the presentation. So a couple different things that makes HomeGuard different and makes HomeGuard what it actually is. HomeGuard does all of your inspections. And in the state of California, if you order a termite inspection and you order a home inspection, you get a third inspection for free. Now, that's very important, because a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with those new buyers, the first time home buyers, money is very tight. And they're thinking, gosh, I now also have to do inspections. And HomeGuard totally understands that. So if you do the home and the termite, which is considered our VIP package, you will either get a sewer lateral, a pool, or a roof inspection for free. That is not a New Year promotion or anything like that. That is just something that we do here in Southern California. Another thing that's going to happen is all of your inspectors are going to be at the house at the same time. So you have 3 inspections. You probably will have 2 to 3 inspectors on site. We understand that time is very important to all of us. So we do take care of that. We also carry over $10 million worth of errors and omissions insurance. And you may be thinking, well, Kenyetta, why is that important? Well, why we hope nothing goes wrong, right? We hope every single time everything goes right. In the event that something goes wrong, we do have the backing, and we've been providing the real estate industry with decades and decades of service and backing. In the state of California, you can be let's say you were a contractor for a year and you decided that, you know what, today I want to go and be a home inspector. You went to go and purchase a little vehicle, maybe a white truck or a white van. You opened up a sole prop or LLC account, and tomorrow you could be an inspector. You don't have to have a certain amount of coverage. You don't have to be licensed, but you don't want to be the real estate agent stuck with that person who does not have all of those things. And then something goes wrong, then there's a bigger problem on your hands. So make sure you're using a company that is trusted and that has the backing to take care of everything. We do also have a repairs concierge department. So when we say we are a one-stop shop, we truly, truly are. We can, even if we don't do the inspections, if you call us and you want us to go out and look at something that needs repair, we can totally do that as well. Something else that people get really excited about that is definitely true with HomeGuard is the same day reports. So we offer 4 time slots. And the last time I did this presentation, Peter was like, wow, I didn't realize that there was 4 different times that you can do the inspections. So 8:30, 10:30, 1 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. So if you get your inspections done at those top 2 time slots, we're going to make sure that you get those reports the same exact day. You'll have those in your inbox. And if you get the latter inspection times, we will make sure that you get that done within 24 hours. So we are always cognizant of time. There's multiple other things. We do an iPad summary when we have our summary at the end of the inspection. We have drone technology for our roof, many, many things here with HomeGuard. Something else that's really, really important to us that you guys should know about is that we are ASHI certified and we are CAR certified. We do employ real inspectors. So we don't hire temporary workers. We make them go through a thorough background check, and we have to have that as a part of the CAR association to even have that membership. You also have to have a certain amount of errors and omissions insurance. So you can best believe that we are accredited. We are partnering with organizations that you recognize. So now you're probably thinking, okay, Kenyetta, all of this sounds good. And you probably have, some of you have been in the business over 20 years. You probably have an inspector that you use all the time. And a lot of the reasons that you use them is trust. And I absolutely understand that. But that inspector may get busy. Peter just said March through September is traditionally a busy time for the real estate industry. So they might get busy. So if they do get busy, your inspector, your primary inspector, please, please give HomeGuard a try. How you can do that is ordering through various ways. So if you are a phone person, you just want to pick up the phone and call somebody live, you can do that 2 different ways. You can call my phone number at 626-627-6694. You can call me directly, or you can send me a text. If you're a texter, I'm a texter because I'm always doing multiple things at once. You can send me a text. You can just say, hey, Kenyetta, I need an inspection. Here are the inspections that I need. Here is the address, and here is the preferred date and time that I would like to get that inspection done. And we can go from there. You can also, if you cannot get a hold of me, because sometimes I'm doing presentations like this, I may be out in the field driving, you can call our customer service number at 1-855-331-1900. Our customer service is an amazing team, and they'll get you what you need. You can send an email, you can order online. And if you're a techie person and you really like apps, we even have a HomeGuard app that you can use. So you can do that to schedule inspections, reschedule, cancel inspections, and much more. Something else that you're going to get with HomeGuard in closing that I really, really love, this completely sets us apart from any other inspection company. This is something called our Healthy Home Connections, okay? So this is not to be confused with a warranty. In simple terms, if you get your buyer into a home, and let's say they're in there and new home buyers, they're still kind of walking on pins and needles, right? Even when they get in the home. They will get in the home and they say, Peter, you sold me this house and the dishwasher doesn't work. What's going on with the dishwasher? What they can do is actually call HomeGuard. And because they got a VIP package, if they ordered the home, the termite in that third inspection, this is going to qualify them for this premium 2-year membership. So if the dishwasher is not working, they can call into HomeGuard. HomeGuard can have a repair person from our repair concierge walk over, via like a FaceTime call to the dishwasher and have them just do a couple of things. Now, in the event, in that call, they figure out, you know what? Yeah, you need to call a repair company. They will advise them to do that at no additional cost to them. They don't have to go through HomeGuard. They can go through whoever they like to for the repairs. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of times, you guys, they just didn't cut the dishwasher on correctly, or it may be something small like that. At any rate, HomeGuard is still going to continue to take care of them. So not only are we taking care of your clients before they get into the home, we are also still taking care of them while they're in the home as well. And they get that again for 2 years for absolutely free. Now, again, there's my contact information. There's my cell phone number. There's my email address. And there's our website right there. I am going to stop the share. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to present to you guys today. I love this office. This is actually one of my favorite offices. I was just telling my my boss who flew into town from Northern California this Friday. We were talking about, me and Sam, talking about High 10 George Realty. I said the energy in the office is amazing. They throw the best parties that I ever been to. And they have some amazing agents. And Peter really does take care of you guys. So I do consider myself to be a part of your family. And family takes care of family. So please, if you need an inspection, please do not hesitate to give me a call. Thank you so much.
Kenyetta, if you like us to so much, you have to come to our mix-up party this Friday, March the 20th, from 3 to 5. Okay, put that on your date. Calendar.
I'm putting that on my calendar. If I gotta move something out the way, Peter, I'm moving it out the way because I'm coming to the party.
All right, I like that. But I do have a question.
Yes.
One of the agent asked me. Yeah, she said that if like you do the lateral inspection and you cannot find the entrance, and they have to do it through the toilet.
Yes.
They were afraid that if the toilet is broken, because sometimes with the old toilet they take it out and something cracked. Would you cover that?
Absolutely. We would cover that. But and I'm so glad you brought up that question, because if the sellers don't know where that sewer lateral line is and we can't find it, we do have to go through the toilet. If we have to remove the toilet, because then we have to reseal the toilet as well. We can't just remove it and just leave it like that. That's time, that's labor, that's materials. So we do have to charge to be able to do that. So there is an additional fee. So obviously, if we broke something while we were doing that, yes, we would absolutely take care of that.
I see. How much is the additional fees?
The additional fee is $300.
$300 for that? Okay. I'll have to tell my agent.
Yeah, tell him. Yeah, we honestly, Peter, that doesn't happen often. We don't have to remove toilets often,
but it did happen lately,
Yeah, usually there is a sewer line that we can go to, but yes, if we do have to remove it, then yes, that is their fee.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That very much.
Thank you.
I got a question for Kenyetta.
Yes, I can't see who's talking.
This is Buddy.
Hi, Buddy. Oh, there you go.
Regarding the services, is there a way that you can furnish us a list of the charges for, let's say, the termite, the inspections, and all this, depending on the type of property?
Absolutely. I will actually put that file in the group chat for you, Buddy, so that you have that.
So that all the agents would know, and probably also those special circumstances where repairs have to be done in addition to the normal inspections that you do.
Yes, absolutely. I will do that. And you know what, buddy? Even bigger than that, if there's somebody on the call today that has not had the opportunity to utilize HomeGuard, and you will have a listing coming up and you need inspections in March, contact me and I will give you an additional $100 off. When you see our prices, you're going to think that I'm insane because our prices are already very, very competitively. But I really, really want the opportunity to earn more of your business. So I will also do that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Thank you very much.
You're
Kenyetta.
welcome.
Thank you. Okay, any more questions or any agents that, I mean, agent, not agent, but any affiliates that came in late that wants to speak right now? Okay,
Peter, this is Camelia.
Kenyetta, yeah.
I have a question because I never even heard of a sewer lateral, and I don't even know where to begin to look for that during the home inspection. I don't think I've ever, in my 15 years, ever heard anything about that. So if the home guard agent could talk a little bit about that, that would be helpful.
The sewer, it's your sewer line, Camelia. It's what people use when they have to go to the restroom and how it all flows out, to put it in very simple terms. All of that stuff has to go somewhere and it's going through a line. So you want to make sure when you get those inspections, we use like a little tiny scope that has a camera on it, and we go all the way through the line so that we can see through it to make sure that there's no trees, like, because sometimes there's trees that grow roots, and they can grow roots into that line. And sometimes it's like, oh, this is a city tree, it's growing into the line. So you need to have all of that information. So a sewer line inspection will be able to allow you to do that. And it's especially important if you're selling a home that is older than like 1975. The older homes really need to get that inspection.
Thank you. I misunderstood. I thought that there had to be like an opening in the home. So, but now I realize it's usually in the yard. Okay, got it.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right.
Kenyetta,
Thank you, Kenyetta. Thank you.
Kenyetta. So, hi,
Yes,
this
Sylvia.
is Sylvia.
Yes.
Yes. That kind of inspection is kind of like an ultrasound thing, right? Because I had a client some time ago had that happen. They saw the sewer line, they saw some roots potentially there, so they ordered an inspection to be able to see that, and then they detailed it on that inspection itself.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not something that you could see with a physical eye at all. You need,
Right. It's
Yeah.
an ultrasonic. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Now I do have a few announcements. At this Wednesday, we'll have a lunch and learn well, for the new agent training, and this is the first of the kind for us to have a training for the new agents. It's a very comprehensive training, and we start from listing and to the closing for escrow, and it will be very detailed in each sessions as to the all the transactional things you have to do, all the forms you have to fill out, and then everything from A to Z for the real estate transaction is very beneficial for the new agents as well as the existing agents, because sometimes you haven't had a transaction for a while, you have forgotten the finesse of it and the detail of the transaction. So this is a good time to revisit and learn about every detail of the transaction. Okay, so it will be this Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and sometime we invite the specialties like the title, the escrow, and the lenders who come in and fill in the expertise gap and train you on that aspect as well. Okay, and there will be no training this Friday. It will be we're taking a Friday off this week. But I want to remind you that we do have mixers a party on Friday the 20th of this month, and from 3 to 5. So as I told Kenyetta, there will be a very nice party with everybody can come mingle and chit chat and drink and eat, and every time we have that party, everybody love it. So put it on your calendar. It will be the Friday and the 20th, and all the affiliates are invited as well. And I want to tell you about the CLE win too. We are still trying to get a definite date from the home office. So far, we have not gotten any definitive date yet, but I will let you know as soon as it's available. It's supposed to be March, sometime in March. So as soon as it's available, I will let you guys know. Okay. And this time, I would like to call Michelle. Anything to add, Michelle? And how about?
Yeah, just about the training this Wednesday is going to be really powerful because the first session is going to be on how to get business, on prospecting. So then after that, we're going to go into what do you do when you have that business and things like that. So I would suggest anybody that's been looking for avenues of prospecting to come, whether you're new in the business or older in the business. Okay. And did you go through the sales yet, Peter?
No, not yet.
Okay.
You have the data?
Yes, so I'll go through the sales now. So we have new escrows for last week, 44512 North Tabler Avenue in Lancaster. Rosa Reyes is the selling agent. That's for 388,800. 419 North Chandler Avenue, Monterey Park, number 419. Nina Shu is the listing agent. It's a condo at 918. 1635 San Pasqual Street in Pasadena. Kathy Wang is the selling agent, residential 2.680, 2640 Washington Avenue in El Monte. Gary Lee is the listing agent for a lease for a value of about $44,000. The new listings for last week are 419 North Chandler Avenue, number 419. That already went into escrow. 2910 Maxon Road in El Monte. That's a lease for $3,200 a month. Ming Lee. Jimmy Garcia, 168 South Monterey Street, number 518 in Alhambra. He relisted the very nice penthouse at $6,900 a month. And closed escrows, 2160 Durfee Avenue in El Monte. That was a lease, and Sharon Chow represented the tenant. A condo closed at 168 South Monterey, number 212 in Alhambra. Nina Shu was the listing agent at 820. Nina Shu had a lease. She represented both the lessor and lessee, 550 West Garvey Avenue and number 218. And that was valued at about $63,000. 2706 Boudet Avenue in Los Angeles, Karina Pang. That was a residential sale, was a listing agent at $730,000. 419 North Chandler Avenue, number 411. Nina and Tatiana listed that condo and sold it at $685,000. So thank you very much. Good job to everybody.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we're getting some business in the office. Hope we can keep the momentum going. Thank you very much, Michelle.
Yeah.
Any questions for Michelle and I at this time? If not, I would like to share my presentation today, and let me share screen. Okay. All right. Now, when we are in the real estate business, when we have the license, we can do a lot of things, including the property management, leasing, the buy and sale. But if you want to go into property management, that is a specialty that has a lot of nuances that you should be aware of. And I don't know whether it's worthwhile for you to spend the time in managing somebody's property And then if you do have to have a real estate license, a broker's license to be specific. And also you have to have your own company, you have to have your own E&O. And also since our brokerage prohibit agents to go to engage in property management, you have to make sure that disclosure to your agents that Hi-10 George Realty is not involved in your property management, and so that you'll be totally separate from the office or from the company when you're conducting property management. This is very important for all the agents. We have given you some emails to tell you about the intricacy of the property management already some time before. And I want to emphasize here that it is important that we have to keep that in mind, okay? And also at this point, I would like to tell you what is intricacy if you want to get into the property management and also residential leasing as well. So as I said, there will be a lot of property management pitfalls that you have to be aware of before you go into managing somebody else's properties, and you have to wait between the benefit and the risk, so that so to think that whether it's worthwhile to engage in property management. The first thing that you have to consider is handling the money. As you know that when you're handling somebody's money, it's very important that you should keep the money separate from your personal finance and from your personal money, because everybody is looking very strictly on how you handle other people's money, and DRE as well as the federal laws. The state laws require you to have a trust account to handle other people's money. If you don't have a trust account, you'll be in big trouble, because you'll be in violations of a lot of laws, and you get civil penalties and disciplinary actions and all that. So you know that we don't in our company, we don't have any trust fund for the clients. So we cannot use our company's account to deposit your client's money. And if you want to engage in property management, you have to set up a separate trust account, and you have to manage the bank account of the trust account very, very strictly. So this is very, very important, and you just have to abide by it. And if you don't, then you get a civil penalty, the licensure, discipline, and violations of the California laws. And another thing that you have to be aware of is the fair housing laws. As you know that that there's a lot of laws regarding the fair housing, and the most important thing is that the discrimination category, and you have to you have about 26 categories of discriminations that you have to be aware of, and do not violate those discriminations. One of them is like the Section 8, where you have the source of income, and it's very very strict. And if you discriminate against the Section 8 people, you'll get prosecution. I shouldn't say prosecution, but you have disciplinary action from the HUD, from the Civil Rights Department, and also from the DRE. So so this fair housing laws are very comprehensive, and you should be really careful about that. And as you know, you have about 26 protected classes for categories that you have to be aware of, that you don't discriminate against. I'm not going to go into each of them in detail, but suffice to say that you have to be aware of that and be strictly compliant with the protected classes. And then if you don't do that, then you have a violation of the civil, civil fines, injunctive relief, and the compensatory and punitive damage. Also, your violation of DRE regulations. You have the suspension of your license and or disciplinary action from the DRE. And also you're in violation of the NAR, the Code of Ethics, Section 10, which prohibits discrimination in employment practices. And so there's a lot of, penalties against that violations. And as I said, the mandatory Section 8 is very important. There was several, actually, field agents get in trouble with the Section 8 violations, and it's a lot of trouble once you get violations. The HUD will go after you. The Civil Rights Department will go after you, and the DRE will go after you for the violation of Section 8. And you know that a lot of landlords, they don't like Section 8 people for some reason, because the Section 8 requires you do certain repairs, and that takes a long time to do the Section 8. And some landlords don't like it, so they'll say that, I don't have to rent it to them, but that is not true. You have to give the Section 8 equal access to the rental markets, and if you don't, then you get into a lot of trouble. And you don't want to do that, okay? And then on top of that, the brokers. Some of the brokers don't allow their agents to do property management. And High-10 George Realty is one of those brokers that prohibits the agents to do property management, mainly because of the E&O restrictions. The E&O does not cover the property management automatically. So in this case, if you want to engage in property management and manage other people's properties, you have to set up your own company. You have to have your own broker's license. A salesperson's license is not sufficient. You have to have a broker's license, and you have to have your own E&O insurance, and you have your own company. Aside from our brokerage, and then you have to disclose to other people that you have your own company, and it has nothing to do with the High-10 George Realty. Okay, I'm not saying that you cannot engage in property management, but if you do, and make sure you have satisfied those requirements. Okay, and on top of that, you have to know about the landlord-tenant laws. When you're doing the property management, there's a lot of nuances that you have to be aware of, and you have to know how to evict the tenants. When is the time do you have to give the compensation to the tenant? What is the habitability issues that when they are renting the houses, that you have to provide them with a lot of things that is required to provide, such as the the refrigerator or the dishwashers and stuff like that, and also the time commitment that you have to put in. You know that the property management is a 24/7 job. Every time that they have an emergency, they'll call you. They expect the problems to be resolved right away, and no matter what time. And some of the tenants are very demanding, so you have to have the resources get access to the emergency services and things like that. And the time commitment is tremendous. You know, I don't think I would like to be at property management just because of the kind of labor intensive aspect of the property management. And another thing about the lease, you know, doing the leases. Now I mentioned to you that leases can be some of can be lucrative. That is true for commercial leases. But the residential leases, you know, you really have to think about whether it's worthwhile to do it or not, because usually the residential leases are small leases. It's just for renting a house or condo, and there's only usually is 1 year 1 year term, you know. So if you get the $2,000 per month, and for 1 year it's about 24,000 for the whole year, and then even 5%, you only get about $1,000 commission out of it, and by the time you split with the brokerage, you probably get about $700, and I don't think it's worthwhile. But so commercial leasing is different. Commercial leasing, sometimes you have a big lease, you know, like $20,000 a month for the 10 years. You know, it can easily reach about $1 million. It's just like selling a house. You know, you get about you know, $30,000 to $40,000 commission, and that is a totally different story. And also, the commercial leases are actually easier to do than the residential leases, because you don't have to worry too much about you know, fair housing and all the tenants laws that protect the residential tenants. So as I said, the commercial leases are very lucrative and easy to do, so you should strive for the commercial leases instead of the residential leases. And so you know, don't let the leasing turn into a property management. You know, after you lease the house to your client, that stop there. You know, you don't continue to manage the rental for your client. You know, because if you continue to do that, then you will get into the property management area. And property management area is very pervasive and all very problematic, and I don't think you should get into it. And make sure to that you tell your clients that you don't want to be a property manager for the house that you lease for the owner. Okay. And so, what are the issues that you should be aware of before signing a listing agreement? The first thing is the first thing you have to be aware is how to handle the deposits. And since you don't have a trust account, you never want to have the check payable to you, or you know, you don't want to cash the tenant's check at all. You know, you once the check should be paid directly to the owner and cashed out by the owner, and then you just deliver the check and don't have anything to do with the check itself. Very important, because you don't have a trust account. And then when you screen the tenant, make sure that you don't engage in any discriminatory practices. You have to make sure that you are aware of the 26 protected category, and do not discriminate against them when you're choosing the tenants. And don't say too much about you know, about the tenant, or you know, or you just say, you know, if they ask you whether they are qualified or not, don't promise them anything. You just say that you'll present the application to the owner, and the owner is the person who decide whether rent out the property to them or not. Okay, so tenant screening is very important. You have to be very careful. And then when you're doing a residential 1 to 4 properties, sometimes you have to listen the multiple listing services, and the multiple service MLS has their own rules and regulations, and you have to be aware of. And then for the compensation, you have to be specific whether you can get paid as a lump sum or percentage of the lease, and how it is going to be paid, and whether it's going to pay at the time of the signing of the lease, or at the time when sometime later on, after the house is leased. Okay, those are important things that you have to take care of before you do the listing for the leasing. And then if the owner is not a California resident or U.S. citizen or permanent resident, and if he's a foreign person, then you have to withhold the state and federal tax for them. And then showing the occupied properties, be knowledgeable of notice requirements, and whether you have to give notice to the tenants and occupants, and make sure that you give the proper notice. Okay, and then if you help with the repairs, you are helping the tenant with the repairs, then you have to make sure that they are properly, notified, and they know that they are, and then also the repair people or the repair lender or vendors that you engage are licensed, and if you don't, because it's the non-licensed the vendors, and if they got into a mistake, they don't have insurance to cover that, and then you'll be in big trouble. Okay, so you and also make sure that you are not the general contractor to hire the contractor to do the work. Okay, make sure you do that, because you don't have the workers' comp for the subcontractors. And then after the signature or the execution of the lease and the activities after that, make sure that you don't get engaged with those activities. Make sure that you tell the owners that, hey, that's the end of your service to them. After they sign the lease agreement, your job is done. Okay, and then lastly, you have to do the disclosure also to the tenants and about the property. Some of them are statutory disclosure, and some of them are material facts. And so those disclosure are very important, and because if you don't do the disclosure, later on the tenant finds out, he can sue you for it, and the company can also get involved. So you see, this is a lot of things to do in the property management. It's a lot of things, even more complicated than buy and sell. I think to me it is. That's why I don't want to get involved with any of the property management. And if I do any commercial leases, I make sure to tell my client that after this execution of the lease, my job is done. I don't want to get involved in any repairs or anything after that. Okay, so it's very important, and if you want to do property management or residential leasing, talk to me or Michelle. Michelle is very experienced in leasing as well, and we can help you on that. Okay, so at this point, I'll stop here to entertain any questions. Do you have anything for me? David, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. I want to speak up for just a few minutes in behalf of what Peter Kam and Michelle Olson is trying to accomplish. I'm a strong proponent of exactly what Michelle Olson and Peter Kam are trying to do to protect all of our agents. In 2017, I bought a duplex in Pasadena on Grand Oaks, halfway between Colorado Boulevard and Del Mar. I tried to sell that duplex to 5 of my clients. They all turned it down. But when I noticed that the rear duplex, each were a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, had a 20-foot side yard, I made an offer on that property as a investor. I made an immediate decision not to act in property management because even 8 years ago, there were strong restrictions about all of our agents not being involved with property management. I have seen a great deal in the past working with my family, my father and the Young family litigation when lawyers sue property owners. It is extremely expensive, and we don't have, as realtors, the time or the knowledge or the resources. So I hired Lotus Property Management in Arcadia to be my property manager. That saved me an enormous amount of time. And all the lease agreements were prepared by Lotus Property Management. The tenant signed it, and I, as the property owner, signed it. In order to protect myself, I bought the property under an LLC, which is very, very important. You have to have the legal knowledge to do that. But what is not said in our industry is how, with the new laws that came in January 2020 about California state owner tenant property laws that provide for rent control and tenant eviction moratoriums. Even if a tenant decides not to pay rent, you can't evict them. Even if you hire an attorney, you got to go through a long, lengthy process. But if you have a property management firm that screens the client, not you as an agent, you're much safer. So I want to encourage everyone to save a great deal of time, energy, and the legal fees. If you are ever sued by a tenant in property management, you have to put up a lot of money to have I think it's close to $20,000 in upfront fees to allow the errors and omissions insurance to go into effect. If you need to, all I can do is tell you that the risks are far too great for any of our realtors to be involved with property management, even with the encouragement that you're going to get business in the future from your prospective clients. That's what I want to do, is commend Michelle Olson and Peter Lee for doing all this hard work to protect us. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Yeah, your comments very appreciated. Yeah, it's very important that you weigh the risk and benefit before you get into the property management. And I don't think the benefit always the risk. If you do it yourself, and and all the time that you have to put in, and just not worth it. Let the professional do his job. Let the property manager do whatever they do the best. That's my opinion. Okay, any more questions? Do you have any comments to add, Michelle?
Yeah, I just want to make clear, David was saying about the 20,000. Just to remind everybody, that would be on your own E&O policy that you would have to negotiate what what your portion would be. For us on our policy, you're not covered at all. Just to make that crystal clear, we don't have E&O coverage for anybody performing property management. And that's why we've been really aggressive in announcing it over the last few years. Okay.
Yeah. And also you have to if they sue the company, you have to indemnify the company and defend the company for all the claims as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. If not, I'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Have a nice
Thank
week,
you all.
everybody. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.